Several weeks ago, I talked about the reason you have your dreams, and that reason is simply that you're meant to live them. You have the dreams that you're meant to live, and I have the dreams that I'm meant to live. Today, I want to speak a little bit more about that and why we dream the dreams we dream. And is there ever a time we should give up? Hi, I'm Deborah Poneman, founder of Yes to Success seminars, where we give you knowledge and tools for you to live your ultimate life and ageless, anti-aging for your brain, your body, and your future. So first of all, we need to remember the truth, and that is often attributed to the great German philosopher Goethe, but in fact was spoken by Scottish mountaineer and writer W.H. Murray. And that truth is, quote, there is nothing capricious in nature. The implanting of a desire indicates that its gratification is in the constitution of the person who feels it. Or in simpler terms, you would not have a desire unless you had the ability and the destiny to fulfill that desire. The desire and the fulfillment come in the same package, just like the oak tree is in the acorn. So if you have a true desire, a burning desire to be a writer, an architect, or a talk show host, or a massage therapist, or a pastry chef, or to design video games, the implanting of the desire indicates that you're meant to fulfill that desire. You see, there are three reasons why people do whatever they do in life. First, to be happier. People get married, they have kids, they start businesses, they go on trips, they learn to meditate, they become doctors or attorneys or acupuncturists because they believe that that will bring them more happiness. No one says, I'm going to become a doctor because I know that doing that will really make me miserable. The second reason people do what they do is because they want to contribute to the happiness of others or the well-being of the planet. If someone opens a restaurant, for example, they do it because they believe that if they serve people a beautiful meal, those customers' lives will be enriched and they'll be happier. Again, no one opens a restaurant and says, I'm going to make really disgusting food so my customers will have a horrible experience. No, that doesn't happen. But the third reason people do what they do is because it is their Dharma. You've heard this word before. It's a Sanskrit word, and the definition of Dharma is that which upholds, not just that which upholds your life, but according to Vedic literature, when you live your Dharma, you are upholding all of creation. In fact, it says in the Vedic literature that when everyone is living their Dharma, the world will enter a golden age, an age of enlightenment. In the scripture called the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna that it is so important to live your Dharma that, quote, it is better to die living your own Dharma than to live the Dharma of another man, end quote. Those are very strong words, but if we believe that it's true, it kind of inspires us to live our Dharma. But how do we know what our Dharma is? Well, everyone is born with gifts and natural inclinations. Going with those inclinations is how you live your Dharma. And when you use your gifts and talents, you are upholding all of creation. So ask yourself, what makes you happy? Do you love music, sports, speaking? Do you love numbers, writing, building things, computers, hiking, gardening, robotics? What did you love when you were a child? So I'm going to give you an example of Dharma. My daughter, Diana, always loved fashion. She was a little fashionista when she was like 3 years old. I have pictures of it. Then she went to an artsy college and got a degree in fashion marketing and merchandising. But there is something else that was unique about Diana, and that is she always had the ability to heal. When she was a tiny little girl and I had morning sickness when I was pregnant with her brother, or I had a headache or back pain, the first thing I would do was have Diana lay her hands on me. And I always felt relief and sometimes was completely cured. After getting her degree in fashion, she realized as much as she loved that world, there's a world that spoke to her more, and she became a chiropractor. Her practice members adore her. and are aware that they are in the presence of a very great healer because it's her Dharma. You also might have heard me talk about my brother-in-law, Jonathan, who from the time he was a little boy loved music. His parents said that all he ever wanted to do was listen to music and go to concerts and sing and play various instruments. And when he was a teen, he realized that he had an eye for talent. He could predict which groups were going to be huge and which would be one-hit wonders. And then when he went to college, he became a disc jockey and for his college station, and he wrote a music column in a school newspaper. And when he graduated from college, he wanted to be a music producer or an agent. But his parents said the future was in computers and convinced him to pursue a career in computers. Well, after attending one of my Yes to Success seminars where he learned about this concept of Dharma and that you are given a talent because the creator, the God of your understanding, wants you to use it, and inherent in the desire, you're given the ability to fulfill that desire, and that you love what you love for a reason. He told his parents that he was not going to computer school, but he was going to be a music agent. They were not happy with him or with me until a few years later when he discovered this little group playing in a coffee house in Seattle called Nirvana and signed them with his brand new label, Sub Pop, which went on to be one of the biggest alternative music labels in the world. And Nirvana's frontman, Kurt Cobain, in one of his final interviews, credited Jonathan with coining the term grunge to describe the music that turned into a major musical genre. John appeared in Rolling Stone. He was on the cover of Spin magazine. He has an entire showcase in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame dedicated to him and his partner, the co-founder of Sub Pop and the grunge movement. Whatever lights you up and makes your heart sing is what you were put on earth to do. And you are never too young and you are never too old. We always use that example that Grandma Moses started painting in her 70s. But you know, it won't always be smooth sailing to the top. There most likely will be road bumps and obstacles. Remember, in Yes to Success, we discovered that success is a journey. It's not a destination. And the fun part is traveling the road towards the fulfillment of our dreams. We live in a big classroom called Planet Earth, and we're here to learn the lessons that each obstacle presents to us. Just don't get discouraged at the first or second or even third appearance of an obstacle. Don't think the destination isn't waiting just because there's a roadblock. Do what Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, recommends. He said that when he sees an obstacle, he says to it, quote, "Well, hello, little fellow. I don't know what it is you've come to teach me, but whatever it is, I will learn it so well that you will not have to come back a second time." Learn and then keep moving. And remembering there is nothing capricious in nature. And if you have a desire, it's there for you to fulfill. And that's why we all have different desires. One person wants to be a wildlife photographer. Another wants to build buildings. Another one wants to breed dogs. Another one wants to be a sculptor. Just know that whatever you love, it loves you too. And your goals want you as much as you want them. Because when everyone is living their Dharma, that is when a golden age will dawn on earth. So have fun, and I wish you all success. Bye for now.